Alright, so good morning, and yeah, got some new shoes in the house again. This is the Nike Vomero Premium, a shoe that I've been really looking forward to ever since this got leaked a few months ago. It's a very interesting shoe for sure, and a very unusual shoe, and it is a heavy shoe, I'll say that much, and it is also an expensive shoe. This comes in at 230 euros, and yeah, this is Nike's new premium max cushion shoe. It's got 55 millimeters of foam in the heel, for ZoomX that is, and 2 air zoom pods, so definitely a lot of tech in this one. So let's see how this runs. So yeah, what does this shoe actually feel like underfoot? Well, it's interesting, and it is an unusual shoe, and I did kind of like the sensation on my first run I did in this, or well, maybe the first few minutes. It's not squishy soft like you might expect at 55 millimeters. It's not crazy bouncy either, though you do really notice the air pods working in this. It's more like a big mattress underfoot. Like, I mean that in the good and in the bad way, because there is a bit of an elephant in the room with this one, and that is the weight, and it is a massive issue, I have to say, and is the reason why this shoe has been annoying me a bit, to be honest. So yeah, let's have a closer look at this beast here, and starting with the upper, I don't think there's actually that much to say on this upper. It is a fairly standard upper for a Nike Max cushion shoe, and it is a fairly standard Nike fit, i.e. maybe slightly narrow, but you know, not too bad. I think this should fit most people quite well, and there is quite a lot of padding, especially in the heel back here, and it is a very puffy tongue, and you know, of course it makes sense for a Max cushion shoe to have a very padded upper as well and be all in on comfort there, but I do think Nike could probably save some of that weight just by reducing materials there a bit. And yeah, this midsole is quite a chunker. This is 55 millimeters in the heel, so this is actually the tallest shoe I've ever run in, and it is full ZoomX foam, though this is not the race ZoomX foam. This is the, you know, a bit more toned down training variant that we have in the Pegasus Plus, for instance, or the Vomero Plus, and yeah, shoes like that. And it does have 2 air pods, one in the forefoot and one in the heel here. And looking at the base here, this is not only the tallest shoe I've ever run in, but this is also the widest shoe. This is almost as wide as it is long, and you do feel it underfoot. This is a very present shoe on the run, and it does have quite a lot of rubber coverage as well. Basically, it's almost fully covered in Nike waffles here, just a little bit of exposed ZoomX in the middle here, and you do see the air pods poking through here. But yeah, like the Pegasus Premium, these are kind of a plastic, kind of harder material, and yeah, I never popped an AirPod in the Pegasus Premium despite running over 500k in it, so I think this should be a very durable shoe. I do kind of feel like this video might come off a bit hypocritical, because I think we've all known for months now that this thing was going to be really heavy and yeah, really bulky, and well, I bought it anyway, and now I'm actually making a video complaining about it being really heavy. So you could say it's my own fault, and you might probably wonder, why did I even buy the shoe? Well, number one is I do consider myself to be a bit of a Nike fanboy, I have to admit. So when Nike brings out a new shoe, especially an interesting looking one like this one, pretty much always end up buying it. And number two is it's kind of hoping that despite the weight, we might get something truly extraordinary in this midsole, something crazy bounce, or something that really offsets the weight a bit. And honest answer is, after running in it, it's not really the case, and yeah, ended up being kind of a flop for me. Yeah, this shoe, it does feel a bit ridiculous to run in, I have to say. Just the sheer width of this is pretty insane, and honestly, yeah, makes this feel so clunky underfoot. I kind of get this sensation when running that I almost like clipping my own ankles and clipping my own calves in this, just because it's so wide. And yeah, it does kind of feel just a bit unfortunate with this one, because I do think that this platform with the double air pod and the pure ZoomX in this does have a lot of potential. It is an interesting feeling shoe, and I do think this could make a very, very viable daily trainer, and a well cushioned one as well. But this is just too much. This is just overboard. 55 millimeters is just not what anybody needs, in my opinion. And at 290 grams, it is a very, very niche shoe. I can only imagine this for very, very short recovery runs and your slowest paces, really. So yeah, that's kind of what it comes down to. It is an incredibly niche shoe for a very hefty price tag. So yeah, I just gotta be honest here. This feels like kind of almost like the opposite of what I want and what I need from a daily trainer, because this shoe, yeah, it basically just feels heavy and it feels clumpy underfoot. And I mean, yeah, like I said, the first few minutes of a run are fun, but after that it just feels like hard work. And you know, a lot of people do say that you need to train in a heavier shoe. Yeah, it makes your legs stronger, and there is some merit to that, but this thing is just not a fun experience at all. And this is also the first shoe where I feel like there's a noticeable difference going uphill versus going flat or downhill. Going uphill here, quite steep actually, you do really feel like the weight is dragging you down a bit. And also it's a shoe that it's quite interesting. It doesn't really like a forefoot strike, which I normally have, and especially going uphill, you do always like to kind of toe off, like push off your toes like that, and shoe doesn't really like doing that. It's just a bit, I think the geometry is just too flat, and it's also too high stacked, so it does feel a bit alien, and kind of like you're losing some power there.
Les voyageurs à destination d'Audun-le-Tiche sont priés de descendre du train.
Yeah, I really do think, and I didn't want to say that about the Pegasus Premium because I don't think it's actually true, but this one is kind of a crossover of a running shoe and a lifestyle shoe. It is definitely more of a hype kind of product, just kind of shoe you buy just because it's special, and it's more of a collector's piece almost. Like, yes, you can run in it, but for 230 euros there's just so much better options. Like, almost every single shoe feels like, yeah, better value than this one, which is okay. I mean, it is the premium version. Just gotta keep that in mind. If you're looking for a performance product and a good value, then this is not really the case here. Alright, so yeah, I think that's it here on the Nike Vomero Premium, if you're still watching. And yeah, I'm sorry for bashing this one, but I do have to say this has been kind of a fail. For 230 euros, this, yeah, just, I mean, if you like big shoes, then this is a big shoe, but otherwise don't buy this one. And hope you found this entertaining, and like and subscribe as always, and see you soon.
Información sobre